Just because it's late July doesn't mean planting season is over. In fact, it's one of the smartest times to refresh your garden with heat-tolerant perennials that are just getting started. While some plants are already fading, these varieties thrive in the summer sun and promise to light up your space well into fall. Whether you're filling in gaps or replacing tired annuals, these perennials aren't just tough. They're beautiful, reliable, and designed to handle the heat with grace. So let's jump into 7 vibrant perennials you can plant right now to extend the show straight into the next season. Let's start with a perennial that practically defines the late summer to fall transition: Sedum Autumn Joy. If you're planting now for fall impact, Sedum Autumn Joy is one of the most reliable and rewarding choices you can make. This late bloomer starts the season with neat mounds of blue-green foliage, then slowly builds anticipation as its flower heads form, tight and green at first, then turning rosy pink, deepening to salmon, and eventually rich copper red by autumn. It's a full-season performer that hits its peak just when most summer color begins to fade. This sedum loves full sun and thrives in dry, well-drained soil, making it perfect for hot, exposed garden spots. It's drought-tolerant once established, and the fleshy, succulent leaves hold water like a built-in backup system. You won't need to fuss with watering once it's settled in. Plus, it's tough against deer, rabbits, and other common garden pests. Autumn Joy is a low-maintenance stream. No staking, no deadheading, just cut it back in early spring to keep it tidy. You can divide mature clumps every few years if they get too big, but otherwise it quietly does its job, adding color and structure without demanding your attention. Use it in sunny borders, rock gardens, or as part of a seasonal transition bed alongside ornamental grasses and asters. Its sculptural form and changing tones make it an ideal bridge from summer to fall, and pollinators flock to the blooms in late season. If you want instant autumn beauty that lasts, start with this timeless favorite. Next up, let's highlight a classic that quietly steals the show just as autumn settles in: Chrysanthemum Sheffield Pink. This heirloom mum isn't like the tightly packed supermarket varieties you see in pots. It's far more graceful, with soft apricot pink daisy flowers that bloom generously from late September well into October. The petals have a subtle shimmer, and they glow beautifully in slanting autumn light. It's one of the last perennials to bloom, and its timing fills a vital gap in the garden when many others are winding down. Sheffield Pink thrives in full sun and appreciates well-drained soil with consistent moisture during dry spells. It's remarkably hardy and comes back stronger each year once established. Though it looks delicate, it's surprisingly tough, resistant to pests and deer, and tolerant of cooler temperatures as fall deepens. Pinching back the stems in early summer helps encourage a bushier shape and more flowers, but even without it, this plant delivers a charming late-season display. As a low-maintenance perennial, it needs little intervention beyond a spring cleanup. You can divide clumps every few years to keep it vigorous or to spread its beauty across your garden. Its mounding form stays tidy, and the foliage remains attractive even before bloom time arrives. Plant Sheffield Pink in mixed borders, cottage-style gardens, or near pathways where its blooms can be appreciated up close. It pairs wonderfully with ornamental grasses, sedum, or dark-leaved companions like heuchera. When most of your garden is fading into seed heads and stems, this chrysanthemum keeps the show going strong, offering both elegance and resilience when you need it most. Let's keep the fall color momentum going with a true late-season superstar, Aster oblongifolius, Raiden's favorite. This native perennial bursts into bloom just as summer fades, covering itself in a cloud of rich lavender blue daisies with golden centers. Unlike the leggier asters you might be familiar with, Radon's favorite grows into a dense, rounded mound that stays upright without flopping. Its aromatic foliage adds another layer of interest, releasing a minty scent when brushed, and its bloom time stretches from September well into November, providing one of the longest shows of the fall. This aster thrives in full sun and average to dry soils, making it a tough and reliable performer even in challenging spots. It's highly drought-tolerant once established, deer-resistant, and doesn't need staking or special care to look tidy. In fact, it's one of the easiest fall perennials to grow, especially if you cut it back by half in early summer to promote bushiness and even more blooms later in the season. Maintenance is minimal. Just shear back stems spent in late winter or early spring to make way for new growth. You can divide it every few years to rejuvenate the clump or share with friends, and it rarely suffers from pests or diseases. It's also a magnet for late-season pollinators like bees and butterflies, helping support your garden's ecosystem as the season winds down. Plant it toward the middle or back of a sunny border, where its vibrant blooms will light up the landscape when most other perennials are done. It looks especially stunning when combined with goldenrod, ornamental grasses, or warm-toned mums. With long-lasting color and effortless charm, Radon's favorite is exactly what your fall garden needs to keep things alive and thriving. Next up, we have a perennial that lights up the late summer garden with golden charm. Coreopsis verticillata Zagreb. This sun-loving native is known for its fine, airy foliage and vibrant yellow flowers that bloom from midsummer well into fall. Despite its soft, delicate look, it's remarkably tough, built to handle summer heat, humidity, and drought without missing a beat. It's a great pick if you're looking for a no-fuss bloomer that keeps the garden bright just as other plants start to fade. Zagreb thrives in full sun and well-drained, even lean soil. In fact, it prefers not to be pampered. Too much fertilizer or rich soil can cause it to grow too tall and flop. Keep it happy with occasional deadheading, and you'll be rewarded with wave after wave of blooms. Its compact, mounding shape stays tidy without much intervention. Maintenance is easy. Just shear it back lightly after the first big flush to encourage a fresh round of blooms. It's also deer-resistant and generally pest-free, making it a dependable addition to nearly any sunny border. Plus, the foliage stays neat and attractive, even when it's not in bloom. Plant it near the front of borders, weave it through gravel beds, or use it alongside boulder-leaved companions like coneflowers or salvia. Its sunny blooms create a warm backdrop that pairs beautifully with deeper purples and oranges, adding vibrancy and flow to your late July garden. Now, let's shift the mood with a perennial that thrives in shade and brings soft, refreshing color to the darker corners of your garden. Heuchera Autumn Bride. While many fall plants lean into fiery oranges and purples, Autumn Bride offers large, lime green leaves that glow in low light and feel like a breath of fresh air. In late summer to fall, it sends up airy spires of white, bell-shaped blooms that rise above the foliage and gently sway in the breeze. Its color and form create a cooling contrast to the bold tones of autumn, and it does all this in shade, where few fall performers truly shine. Autumn Bride prefers partial to full shade and rich, well-drained soil. It's especially useful in foundation beds, woodland edges, or under trees where other perennials might struggle. The foliage remains attractive all season and even into mild winters, holding on to its soft texture when other plants have disappeared. Caring for this heuchera is easy. Just remove old leaves in spring and mulch lightly to retain moisture and prevent weeds. It doesn't need division often, but it will slowly grow into a tidy mound that can be lifted and split every few years if desired. Its flowers attract late-season pollinators, while the foliage adds lushness and calm structure to shady borders. Use autumn ride as a soft accent under shrubs or near hostas, ferns, or hydrangeas for a layered, natural look. It's particularly striking when massed in drifts or used to edge a shady path. For any part of the garden that needs gentle light and texture in late summer to fall, this plant delivers quietly elegant. Coming in next is a perennial that truly lives up to its festive name, Helenium Mardi Gras. This variety explodes into bloom from midsummer into fall with fiery tones of orange, gold, and red, often on the same plant. Its daisy-like flowers bring warmth and vibrant movement to the garden, swaying on tall stems that catch the late summer breeze. Helenium is a magnet for butterflies and bees, and Mardi Gras adds a wild, painterly quality that instantly enlivens any border. If your garden needs a bold stroke of color as fall approaches, this is your plant. Mardi Gras prefers full sun and average well-drained soil to perform at its best. It appreciates consistent moisture, especially in hotter regions, but doesn't like to sit in soggy soil. With its upright habit and generous height, it works well mid-border or toward the back, providing a lively vertical element without becoming leggy. It blends easily into both informal cottage gardens and structured perennial borders. Maintenance is straightforward. Cut it back in early spring and divide clumps every few years to maintain vigor. Deadheading can extend the bloom time, but even when left alone, it puts on a long, dazzling show. Unlike older varieties, Mardi Gras is bred for strong stems and compact growth, so flopping is rarely a problem. Pair it with warm-colored companions like Rudbeckia, sedum, or ornamental grasses for a sunset-hued palette that feels cohesive and celebratory. Its dynamic presence adds energy to fall plantings and keeps the garden looking alive right up to frost. For gardeners who love bold color and pollinator activity, Mardi Gras is a late-season star worth celebrating. Last but not least, let's end with a perennial that quite literally explodes with color, Solidago rugosa fireworks. This goldenrod selection lives up to its name with long, arching stems that burst outward like golden sparks. Blooming from late summer through fall, it's a spectacle of fine-textured yellow flowers that create a shimmering, dynamic effect in the garden. While some goldenrods get a bad reputation for being aggressive or weedy, fireworks is clump-forming and well-behaved, perfect for adding fall drama without taking over the space. Fireworks grows best in full sun, but can tolerate some light shade. It thrives in poor to average soils, is highly drought-tolerant once established, and doesn't mind heat or humidity. Its strong stems stand tall even after heavy rain, and it spreads slowly enough to stay manageable in a designed border or naturalistic setting. In the right spot, it will return reliably year after year. Care is minimal. Cut it back in late fall or early spring, and you're good to go. It's resistant to deer, attractive to pollinators, and incredibly long blooming. You don't need to deadhead, and there is no risk of flopping. This plant is as low fuss as they come. Use fireworks at the back of a sunny border, around ornamental grasses, or to transition between more formal plantings and wilder areas. Its texture and movement add energy and light, especially when lit by the golden glow of early evening. If you want to end the season with a bang, this goldenrod brings the finale your garden deserves. And there you have it, 7 late July perennials that don't just survive the heat, they thrive in it. By planting now, you're not just saving your garden from a dull August, you're setting the stage for a colorful, low-maintenance fall. Got a favorite from the list? Or maybe you're already growing one of these heat lovers. Let us know in the comments. We always love hearing what's blooming in your garden. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy planting!